Hello everyone, my name is Elle and thank you so much for joining me back on This Chick Budgets. This is 2026, y'all. It is a brand new year, a brand new opportunity to do something different and to get back on track. It has been quite some time since I did a YouTube video. I think the last time I did one was prior to last summer. I did jump off the bandwagon for a little while. We had a hell of a 2025 year. A lot of things happened, some good, some bad. We got derailed quite a bit, and we are just now getting back on track with everything and starting a new system. The last system that I did was a digital workbook, which I still have. I have a new digital workbook and a new monthly calendar. I decided to go a little bit different this time because I typically only buy 1 year calendars and I will replace them every single year. However, I know that I have about 2.5 years until we are pretty close to debt free, minus one bill, because that will last a while. But for the most part, we will be debt free in just a few short years. So I wanted something that I could track the end of our journey in much more detail and keep it all in one place so that I don't have multiple books. So this is something different that I'm doing this year. This is the years 2026 to 2030. And it is nothing more than a monthly calendar, y'all. It is just a monthly calendar. Now, it does have contacts. It does have important dates in it. But then it opens up and it is just tabs for the new year. Every tab is a month and it is just monthly overviews. That's it. So this is something I was excited about using. Going forward though, I am going to start all my videos the first of every month with a blank spread. I did do the January spread because I got this calendar in December, y'all. And I got so excited that I got this calendar early that I actually filled it out early. So everything in red is a bill and everything in blue is something that I am doing for my little side hustle. I do a side hustle with a friend and it is inconsistent income and it is just something that we do for fun. We do sell live on Facebook. We are resellers. So that is a venture that we are embarking upon. And my paydays are labeled with a sticker. Now, I have my month set up into two sections. I have the 2nd to the 15th, which is marked in green. And I have the 16th to the 29th, which is marked in blue. I have 2 paychecks this month as we are paid bi-weekly. And this is a really good start to the month of January. I use this month spread to fill out my budget workbook, which we will get into right now. All right, here is a look at the start of the new budget workbook that I have created for this year. And this is just breaking down all of our bills for the month. So as you can see here, I have 20 bills. I have 20 bills that we pay each month. Now, this used to be a lot more because we had credit cards. That strategy has changed, which I will explain when I go over our budget. But we do not have hardly any credit card debt as of right now. And that is a huge shift since the last time I uploaded a video. Last time I uploaded a video, I think, if I remember correctly, we were almost, I want to say $30,000 in debt, just with credit cards. So that strategy has changed just a little bit. But for the most part, now going into 2026, our bills are $4,372 a month. This does not include food, gas, than any of our spending. This is just strictly our expenses and our debt. Our debt is noted as regular bills, you can see here and here, as fixed expenses. So this is just not including our spending, it is just including our bills. So we're at $43.72, which calculates to about $52,464 a year. Now, roughly our income is about $88,000, and this does fluctuate because we do side hustles, we sell things, we do all kinds of things throughout the year to kind of offset this. So this is not actually our final income. This is just what we get on actual paychecks. Minus our bills, and I've added a couple of our spending that I wanted to include in here, as well as our animals. So all in all, that's about $62,796 a year that it takes for our home to run, to eat, and to put gas in our vehicles, and to get some health items, and to feed everyone that lives here, which gives us a difference of $25,000. And you know, I have to laugh at this number because I've never actually did the annual overview this way. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, where the hell did 25 grand go last year? You know what I mean? Like, if that's how much we have left over, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, where did it all go? So I'm doing things just a little bit differently this year, adding a couple more things that I want to track. And this was one of them, just to kind of see how much money we have residual and actually work on tracking that this year. So that is our bill breakdown. The next tab is our budget. Now this is what our new budget looks like. It's a little bit different. And it goes through all of the, we have our overview and our income, expenses, debt, spending, and savings. And that's pretty much it. So I am going to start up here. So I am anticipating that we will get $29.22 for both paychecks for the month of January. We do get paid bi-weekly. My husband is the pure breadwinner of this family at the moment. I am temporarily not working. I am and I'm not. So I am not working as far as a W-2 is concerned. I do side things to make money throughout the week, and I get paid periodically. It is paid in cash, and then sometimes it's transferred to me. So I don't have steady income at the moment, and primarily it is because I watch my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is in advanced stages of dementia. For right now, I am watching her and splitting that responsibility. So I am anticipating $29.22 from my husband's paycheck, as well as making an additional $100 each one of those pay periods. So I am estimating that we will bring home roughly $3,022, which is about $6,044 for the month. And how this all breaks down is we get paid on the 2nd and the 16th of this month. And I know that this is a monthly overview, and while it is set apart per paycheck, I will come in here on the 16th and I will actually put numbers to numbers, and this will change just a little bit. And I'm sorry if you hear my little Gabriel in the background. He's actually not little, it's a big German Shepherd, but he barks at absolutely everything. I think if a leaf went across the front yard, he would bark at it. So, but for this pay period, I am paying our mortgage, which is $2,094, as well as our electric bill was a little higher than budgeted. Now, our December and our January electric bills are our highest bills. So it will start to drop dramatically in February when my windows get flung open and everything gets shut off. So for right now, it is $238. We also have a solar loan that we pay for, which is $262. My car loan of $189. Amazon Prime and Paramount both come out this pay period, as well as a $50 buffer. So my buffer has increased just a little bit from last year. It used to be 25 and now it is 50. This is just a number that my husband is far more comfortable with. I can scrimp and save. He got a little freaked out at the $25 number, so I agreed to upgrade it to $50. Our total bills for this pay period are $2,863. Our next section is spending, and I don't typically spend in the beginning of the month. I only spend in the middle of the month, and that is because of our mortgage. I know that I can split a mortgage and I can do 1,000 and 1,000. However, there is just something about rent and a mortgage that freak me out to where I would just assume pay it and be done. Pay it and be done. So that is the reason why I did not split this bill. And it is our highest bill that we have. And it comes out on the 1st. So I just don't spend. I mean, we do spend. It just comes out of the middle of the month. So the middle of the month is where the bulk majority of our spending happens, and it gets filled each month. So I am not going to put anything aside, and I am going to set aside $10 for tolls. This is for when we go pick up and drop off of our mother-in-law. We do have to travel into the city, and there are tolls assessed there. The next category is debt. So I put our debt above our savings primarily because I am not in a position where I am making extra payments on debt. And the reason why I say that is this Synchrony card has 0% interest. These credit cards are pretty much all paid off. I did have residual from paying off all these credit cards that the Payoff did not include. So I am just paying off the residual amounts there. And what we did was I had our credit cards, or some of our credit cards, at the same location that we hold some of our bank accounts at. And when we got really penny pinching last year towards September, and I'm talking like really penny pinching, like our credit card minimum payments were almost taking up all residual income that we had for the entire month. And I'm not gonna lie, it freaked me out a little bit because I know from stories that I have heard from other people who have the same bank that we have, that if you miss a payment on your credit card, or you are shy a full payment on your credit card, and they see that you have money in said bank accounts that you hold at the same institution, they will pull payment. And I did not want that to happen, even though I have been painstakingly meticulous about paying our bills on time. That is a control arm I did not want anyone else to have. So we decided that we would save money at the same time, as well as moving our balances so where it was outside of one of our banking institutions, so that they weren't all at the same place. So we ended up taking out a loan that covered all 3 cards, and this loan was a far lower interest rate than our lowest credit card. So it made perfect sense. So we took out a loan, paid off these cards minus a little bit of residual, which is like less than 1,000. And now that's taken care of. So we are saving money, and we are also saving interest. So that is the biggest difference this year compared to the last 2 years. We just shifted. The balances are still there. We just shifted, and we're paying less interest. So that worked out in our favor. And this pay period, we have paid $103 toward our debt, which is toward the Synchrony credit card. Then we have our savings. Our savings is strictly savings and like one sinking fund. I don't have a lot of envelopes. In fact, we are a digital budgeter. I do not stuff cash in envelopes. I have bank accounts for that. I happen to be extremely lucky that I am at an institution where my accounts, no matter how many I have, are free. I know that's not the case with a lot of different banks out there. I know that they are, you pay per account that you have. But because of the situation that we are in where I don't have to pay for extra accounts, it made more sense. So I simply just go in the middle of each month, and I come all the way down here and I say, okay, my spending is $810. I transfer $810 from my main account into my spending account. My savings, I save $46 this pay period. $14 is going in my emergency fund, $10 towards my auto repair, and $20 into my savings. And I am just going to simply transfer that money. So that's how I get away with not holding cash. I just simply have bank accounts. So that's all I do there. So we are putting away $44 into our savings. I do have 4 savings challenges that I came up with, which you will see on the next video when I stuff my mid-month envelopes, or accounts if you will. I do have what I call the change jar. And this change jar is simply just that. It is a mason jar that I put all my change in. I wanted a way that I could track how much I find, because I collect everything that I find on the ground, in my car, in bottom of my purse, in other purses that I have stocked away, couch cushion, you name it. I pick it up and I put it in my jar. I've just never tracked it, and it's just something that I've been wanting to do and I just haven't done. In the past, I have cashed in this jar, and it has gotten me enough money to go out for a date lunch. It wasn't enough for a date night, it was enough for a date lunch, and that's perfectly fine with me. The next I have is petty cash. I do have a little bit of cash on hand because we do not live in the city. So where we live, sometimes cash is king. And I do keep cash on hand. When I am paid in cash, I will decide how much money to put away, and it will stay there. We also have our anniversary savings tracker, which I am going to start this year. We do not really celebrate our anniversary, and it's just not something that we've ever given much focus to. And there's a new restaurant that I really would like to take my husband. He's been wanting to try it for a while, and I really want to take him out for dinner. So I am saving for that. And also our auto renewals. They come out once a year, and for both of our cars or both of our vehicles, it's about $150. So I do want to pre-save for that. That way I am not taking out of my auto repair fund. It is strictly repair. So that is something that I decided to see how much money I could come up with and contribute toward that. So all in all, that is our budget. We had $6,044 budgeted for the month. So far we have allocated $3,022. My expenses, this check in my monthly overview, which I can increase it just a little bit. So my monthly overview, my expenses for my first paycheck were $28.63. My spending is $10. My debt was $103, and my savings was $46. And that allocated all $3,022 for this pay period, and that is my monthly paycheck. So since my last video, I have paid off a lot of different things and shifted a lot of different things. So this is a spreadsheet that I kept in my previous videos that I just morphed and kind of kept it going for 2026. So this is a list of all of our debts that we've had since I started my YouTube channel, which was November of 2024. The mower loan we've ended up paying off last year. That was originally a $10,000 balance, but when I started my channel, it was not. So we paid off $5,349 last year. The solar loan at the time that all of these are starting in November of when I started my channel. They are not the original balances of when they were taken out, just to clarify that. My solar loan at the beginning of last year was $53,185. I am starting this year with a balance of $47,450. My first student loan, I am starting this year with $1,069. My second student loan, I am starting with $1,888, and my last student loan, I am starting with $1,589. My car loan, I was able to cut in half, which is awesome. Just shy of half, starting the year with $4,200. My Synchrony card, which is for our living room furniture, that is down to $1,135, and this one does have 0% interest. I managed to pay off $2,272 for our pest control loan, and that was to treat our front of our property and termites. A Synchrony loan, which we took out for the tires on my vehicle, of $1,515. We paid off $6,290 of a tax obligation last year. Tires for my husband's vehicle was $1,200 last year. Our lowest credit card of $5,300 was paid off last year. And this is the balances that we started with. We did our loan last year and paid these balances off, which leaves $1,400 residual and $300 residual, which is more than doable. And that also added a loan that we took to pay off these things and also to do necessary repairs on our home. So that is a $39,000 that we added. And then I had a $1,400 balance for my computer. We are now at $600. And that too has 0% interest. So all in all, we started the channel with roughly $126,000. Now, my very first video, I did a debt confession, and that was over $360,000. And that was because I included our mortgage. This chart does not include our mortgage. It only includes our debts. So out of these debts, since then, I have paid off $27,938. Where I started my channel and where we are now. So while I have been quiet on YouTube, we have been making significant progress and paying things off and shifting things around and making things more doable and more breathable. Now, I am on track to pay off the computer this year. We are going to pay off these credit cards this year entirely and basically leave them that way. I am paying off my Synchrony card this year, and I am going to try and pay off my lowest student loan this year. So quite hefty. You know, I'm getting rid of 5 bills this year, hopefully, that I can knock out. Who knows what tax time will bring? I'm not even going to bank on that money for anything as of yet. But if I just use our budget, this is what we're on track to accomplish this year. And of course, I will come back and check my totals in April, and I will check my totals in October. Now, when I started my channel in November, I went November to April, April to October, October to April. That's just kind of how it went, and that's just kind of how I'll keep it. So we had 2 more check-ins this year, and then I can get a total payoff at the end of October for 2 complete years. And I'm really anxious to look at what that looks like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to explain all the changes since my last video and all of the new things that I have added this year. I do have a couple things that I want to try and a couple things that I want to look into, but for the most part, this is looking really, really good. And I'm really happy with where we're at. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a great start to the year of 2026. I hope everyone has a super successful year. I hope we save millions of dollars. Wouldn't that be nice? But I hope that we can get a major dent in what we want to accomplish this year. And as always, thank God for our blessings and just keep trucking along. So as always, until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.